Hi, Tom Trento, the Wizard of K Street. I'm not the wizard, that's the name of the series. And this is episode 6 entitled, Where's Waldo? Where's the wizard? For the past couple of weeks, we've been speaking about this nexus that Grover Norquist is involved in, which includes some of the high-tech companies like Microsoft, Yahoo, Google, HP, and Grover's efforts, his aggressive lobbying efforts in Washington, D.C. to change the fundamental immigration laws in the United States, and the influence he has that has been accumulated over 30 years of pounding and pounding on K Street and up on the Hill. Nothing, folks, nothing can illustrate this as graphically, point we're making, as this photo we're about to show you. I want to show you a photo that appeared on National Review magazine on the cover, dealing with the immigration issue. Take a look at the picture that appeared on the front cover recently of National Review magazine. Check this out. Now, let's take a look at the original photo. What? Yeah, no, that isn't the original photo. We're going to show you the original photo right now. Take a look at the original photo and look real carefully. Who's in the background? Check this out. Grover! Where's Waldo? Where's Grover? National Review edited out Grover Norquist. Didn't want him in the background of that picture. And for whatever reasons they had. But the placement of Grover in that picture, in the original picture, indicates the influence and power that he has. Almost, you could see the wizard behind the politicians as he's manipulating the levers and dials, getting these politicians, the Gang of Eight, to do ultimately what he wants because of his tremendous effectiveness as a lobbyist on K Street and on the Hill for over 30 years.
The great Oz has spoken. Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a problem on our hands, particularly with the immigration issue in 2014. A couple of fundamental points we want you to take away from our investigative series, The Wizard of K Street, right now. Number one, Jack Abramoff, who we will look at in future episodes, and Grover Norquist have been longtime friends. They've been business associates. They're peddlers of bad influence. Jack, as we said a few episodes earlier, has seen the light, turned, and is moving in a positive direction. Grover isn't, still a peddler of bad influence. But in terms of the relationship between Jack and Grover, a top aide to Senator John McCain once stated that Grover couldn't be any closer to Abramoff if they moved to Massachusetts and got married. You know, you got to understand that Jack Abramoff could not have enabled all the atrocities in the Marianas without the aid, the help, the partnership, the assistance of Grover Norquist. So what we're saying as we queue up 2014 elections, Grover has the capability, the tactics, the strategies to influence the United States on immigration in a very, very bad way. We have to get active, thus the reason for the exposition of this investigative series. Another little factoid I want to throw out. Remember those wild and wacky early 80s we've referred to? Did you know that one of the leading college Republicans back then was Karl Rove? Check out this picture of a young Karl Rove.
You can't get a 35-year-old to teach the Republican Party how to get to young people. You just can't rely upon it. Young people have got to reach other young people, and that's what we're seeking to do. First of all, voter registration is probably the most important function that we are undertaking now.
He was a CR director, college Republican director, and he eventually helped Jack Abramoff become the chairman of the college Republicans. And guess what wizardy person became the executive director under Jack? Yep, Grover Norquist. So you see, the web that the wizard has woven goes back to the early 80s, comes back now. That's a warning, folks. It's a warning for 2014, 2016. It's a warning to politicians that have sensed and felt the stranglehold, the lock grip that Grover has on you, you politicians, because of signing that ridiculous pledge. Back away from that. And the strength that Grover has in terms of influencing politicians all over the Hill. His desire is to mitigate traditional immigration laws, to open the door to smart guest workers and to dumb guest workers. He just sees these individuals as economic units enriching his bottom line, but they're also human mass to force the system toward a quasi or a real amnesty. Serious stuff in 1416. Conservatives, we have to get ready. But I got a special question. For those of you on the ACU board, the American Conservative Union Board, where you are a board member with Grover, look, we're doing this exposition. You may not like us. We're putting the facts out. We feel we have an obligation to America and to this great republic and to Americans. But I ask anyone at ACU, American Conservative Union, is there anybody there who's looked at all of this information? Is there anybody there with a heart? Is there anybody there with a brain? Is there anybody there with courage? Do you have the courage to confront Grover and the evidence on these issues and recognize that he is not the super conservative he makes himself out to be, but indeed an ideological enemy of the state? Go to the website grovermustgo.org. See you next week.